Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Oshawott, the 3 Pokemon Legends starters of the Hisui region, and also 3 different starters that Ash owns in the Pokemon anime. Now while the Cyndaquil has evolved to Quilava, his Rowlet, Quilava, and Oshawott are not fully evolved yet. And while we've yet to see him add any of these Pokemon onto his team in Pokemon Journeys, there's always a sliver of a chance that he could bring one of them onto his team and have them fully evolve into one of the new Hisuian starters. And if that were the case, which of the Hisuian starters would he own? Would it be Decidueye, Typhlosion, or Samurott? Let me tell you which of the 3 starters I think Ash would most likely get on his team. What's going on, guys? HybridHero here. A bit more mellow of a video, I guess you could say. Here we are talking about Ash's starters, or the Hisuian starters, and which one Ash would get. Now, there has been a Pokeon Legends Arceus special in Pokemon Journeys, where I believe Ash caught Rowlet, Go caught Cyndaquil, and Dawn caught Oshawott. This is obviously a promotional thing for the game, but it does not reflect what starter they own or what Hisuian evolution they'll get in the future. Because while they did catch these starters, they released them afterwards, so doesn't really count or add up to anything. But for Ash, there is a possibility of him getting one of the 3 Hisuian evolutions. Now, how will he do this? Will he go back in time? The Pokemon Legends Arceus special is over. Is it even possible? I have no clue. Okay, I have no idea. But there's no way they're not going to be promoting Legends Arceus any further, because this is going to be the game that takes up from now all the way until what's possibly going to be Gen 9. And yeah, they still have some Galar Sword and Shield stuff to get through. I understand that, and they'll continue with that, of course. But they still need to promote Legends Arceus in some way. And I can't imagine all of the Hisuian Pokemon not appearing in the anime. So in some way, shape, or form, I'm assuming that the Hisuian starters will get screen time. And more specifically, it would be cooler if Ash were to give one of them screen time. So if that were the case, which one would it be? Let's take a look at his options, right? Obviously, he has Rowlet, Quilava, and Oshawott. Between the 3, I don't think any of them have shown signs to evolving to their next form. So Quilava has not shown signs to evolving to Typhlosion, Oshawott not to Duat, Rowlet not to Dartrix. So in some way, Oshawott and Rowlet are kind of on an even playing field. Quilava has a bit of an advantage since it's only one stage away from evolving into its Hisuian form. But that being said, I don't know if the answer is as obvious as it thinks. So let's talk about them one by one. Let's start off with Rowlet. Now, I am going to say it straight away and not waste your time. I think between the 3, Hisuian Decidueye is the least likely Hisuian starter for Ash. This is for many reasons, but the main reason here is Rowlet is a staple Pokemon as a Alolan team, and it is one of the most popular Pokemon he's ever owned. And on top of that, Rowlet's just more popular than Decidueye. Simply put, right? Simply put, most people prefer Rowlet to Decidueye. In fact, when people evolve Rowlet, they're like, man, why did I do this? I just could have kept the Rowlet. Rowlet's also a bit more difficult for him to access, I would assume, because it is with Kukui and friends in Alola, whereas something like Quilava and Oshawott are just at Professor Oak's laboratory where you can just pick him up, call him up whenever, and take him, you know? So I think Rowlet is definitely the least likely. I don't think people want Ash to evolve as Rowlet. I don't think he wants to either. It's pretty cool how it took down a Decidueye and a bunch of other Pokemon in its base form, and I think that's what makes his Rowlet a staple Pokemon. So I would not be evolving Rowlet, and I'm pretty sure the creators of the anime know not to evolve Rowlet. I don't think types have anything to do with this either, because he did have 3 flying types in one generation in his Kalos team, even if they all had different weaknesses. But yeah, he has Lucario and Sirfetch'd already. Having another fighting type with grass fighting especially, I don't know if that... Pure fighting, steel fighting, grass fighting, don't know if it's a smart move. Not at all. Moving on to Quilava. Quilava on paper probably has the best shot at evolving into the Hisuian form, Hisuian Typhlosion. In fact, if you pair this off with Dawn, this works really well. Typhlosion, for those of you that don't know, has probably been the most sidelined starter Pokemon I've ever seen in the anime. So Typhlosion did not get its anime debut in the Johto series. It actually got its anime debut in Hoenn. Do you know what Pokemon got their anime debut in Johto? Blaziken. It made no sense. Typhlosion from the get-go has been sidelined every single time. That's probably why in Pokemon Chronicles they gave Jimmy a Typhlosion. Because the Johto starters just don't get love. Not at all. Typhlosion in the anime is probably the worst contender of this. I don't understand why it got sidelined so bad. And then when Dawn got her Cyndaquil, I was really hoping that it would evolve into Typhlosion. It didn't, it stayed the same, and then Best Wishes evolved into Kulava or the special, the Diamond and Pearl special afterwards, after the series ended. And then yeah, you got to see Best Wishes was a Kulava. I really thought in Journeys it would become a Typhlosion, that's what I was hoping for, because it's about time that we get a main character with a Typhlosion, but no, we didn't get done with Typhlosion. And what's even worse is that for some reason, between all three of Ash's Johto starters, they decided to bring back Cyndaquil in the Sinnoh anime and have that also evolve into Quilava. Why couldn't you make his Bayleaf evolve into Meganium? I don't know, but that's a different story. Yeah, I get flared up with this one. But yeah, point is, we have two main protagonists with Quilava, no one with Typhlosion, with no representation. So actually, Typhlosion has a really good shot. If you were to give Ash like Hisuian Typhlosion, and then Dawn regular Typhlosion, this works out pretty well. But the thing is, I feel like Dawn needs to get regular Typhlosion for Ash to get Hisuian Typhlosion. Does that make sense? Like, this is good setup. You have two protagonists with Quilava, right? But if Dawn gets Hisuian Typhlosion, there's no need for Ash to evolve his Quilava into regular Typhlosion. Why would there be a point of that? You already brought Infernape into the anime. Yes, he doesn't have a Fire-type Pokemon on his team, that is true. But it's not like we're getting Let's Go Johto or anything, at least I hope not, but I don't know, maybe I do. I'm always conflicted with this one, but if you had like Let's Go Johto come out, let's say, then there's reason to bring regular Typhlosion and Hisuian Typhlosion onto the table. But if Dawn just gets Hisuian Typhlosion, Ash can keep his Quilava the same. There's no reason for that to change. For Ash to get Hisuian Typhlosion, I feel like Dawn needs to evolve her Typhlosion into regular Typhlosion, and then Hisuian Typhlosion's on the table for Ash. Fire Ghost, yes, he has a Ghost type already, but it's alright. He can double up on typing, it's not a big deal. And Fire Ghost is a really good typing, really cool typing. I think Hisuian Typhlosion would be really cool for him, especially since it's like most of his Fire type Pokemon are very like flared up and aggressive. Having a more mellow Fire type will be a different kind of theme for him. He's never really had that before, so that would be pretty cool. And finally, we have Oshawott. Now, I think Oshawott on its own has the best chance at evolving into a Hisuian starter for Ash. I know that sounds crazy, but let me explain why. Obviously, unlike Quilava, Oshawott is in its base form, so obviously it would have to evolve into Duat and then Samurott very quickly for Ash to get Hisuian Samurott. Now, we've already seen this happen before with Ash's Goomy. Goomy evolved into Sliggoo very quickly, and then Gujar quickly right afterwards, right? It didn't take that long to evolve at all. Now you can make a case saying it was a pseudo, and whatever Gujar's backstory was, and how that affected everything. But it's not just Ash's Gujar either. You know, Lana had Poplio, who was Poplio for the longest time, and then Brionne for what, like 4 episodes or something? And then Primarina right afterwards. Now this is obviously because Brionne is not, unfortunately, as loved. It's a very hated Pokemon for whatever reason. And Primarina is very loved. So they just wanted to get that going really quickly. But that still stands for Oshawott. Oshawott can evolve into Duat really quickly if Ash brought it to his team for whatever reason. And then he can get, after it evolves into Duat, Samurott super quick. And just like the Johto starters, I forgot to mention this, but the Unova starters, none of them are fully evolved, right? He doesn't have a fully evolved Unova or Johto starter. Thing is, I feel like Oshawott does not depend upon anybody else. For Quilava, I really do feel like it depends on Dawn, right? Samurott, I don't think it depends on anybody. Well, who else is there with the Samurott? Freaking Cameron? Is that his name? Screw that guy, no one cares about him. Yeah, I do agree. Water Dark, it's Greninja's typing. I do think Greninja has a chance to show up in Pokemon Journeys. I'm still, you know, holding on to hope. I still think it'll happen. But despite that, I still think Samurott is fine. The reason why is Greninja being a Water Dark type doesn't really matter because Greninja never used its Dark typing. Like, what was it there for? It had Aerial Ace, Cut, Water Shuriken, and something else. A double team, right? I got that off memory. Look at that. That was his moveset. What did it? He didn't use Night Slash. It didn't have any dark type moves. It didn't have anything. Greninja being a water dark type only affects it in the game. It didn't matter in the anime. If he gets Samurott, he definitely gets a dark type move with Ceaseless Edge, and I guess he can incorporate the dark typing a bit more too. So I don't think it would overlap. In fact, you know, if he did take Samurott for some time or whatever, had it on rotation with the rest of his party, and then had to substitute it for Greninja, then great. That fits perfectly. Of course, this Dracovish is there, whatnot, but I just think Samurott works well. Like, straight up, I just think it works well. And if this were to happen, I feel like if Go randomly catches a Rowlet or something, then Ash can get Samurott, Dawn can get Typhlosion, and then Go can get Decidueye. Or somebody else. I know Hao is there and he already has a fully evolved Decidueye. But, or maybe if they go back into the past, whoever's there already, like Ray, let's assume, he already has Hisuian Decidueye. And then it's just Ash and Dawn that get, you know, Hisuian Starter Evolutions or something. Something like that. It's all hypothetical. But for my final rankings of what Hisuian Starter I think Ash should get and is most likely to get, I think Hisuian Decidueye is the least likely. I think Hisuian Typhlosion is the most likely, assuming that Dawn gets a regular Typhlosion. And I think Hisuian Samurott has the best shot without any dependency from any other character. And it's the one that I want to see the most for Ash. So I'm saying Samurott up top, Typhlosion in the middle, Decidueye at the bottom. But yeah, that's who I think Ash would most likely get as a Hisuian starter. What do you think he would get? You gotta let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys on the next video, alright? Later.